I am a lineman for the county, and I drive the main road, searching in the sun for another overload. I hear you singing in the wire, I can hear you in the line. The Wichita lineman is still on the line. I need a small vacation, but it don't look like rain. And if that snow dust just down south won't ever stand the strain. And I need you more than want you, and I want you for all time. All right. Whew. If anybody truly thinks this is interfering with the way they would want to watch the show, having me sing, please give me some feedback at pdhinton@gmail. P as in Paul, D as in David, HINTON @gmail. Because I will cut this out. I don't want to bore anybody any more than I bored myself so many years of being just about to do a YouTube show. You know, come on. Well, I get sober and it happens. For 10 years. I was just about to do it any second now. Yeah, right. Okay, let's begin. We're going to pick back up with practicing the great perfection, instructions of the crucial points from Shempen Gyaltsab. Okay, and we're talking about luminous awareness and luminosity and emptiness, and luminosity and emptiness. And now concerning the distinct and separate application, the distinct and separate apprehension of both luminosity and emptiness, the following may be said. At first, when one receives empowerment, one relies on numerous symbolic methods for the instruction to awareness. The fourth state, free from thoughts related to the 3 times. 3 times are just the past, present, and future. One also relies on practice such as that of the threefold space. Thanks to these, one will have an experience of awareness that is luminous and empty, like a single ray of sunlight emerging from the clouds. Okay, I'm going to read that again because it serves as a good introduction. And it's a paragraph length summary, a short one. Because once you begin to get the luminous and the emptiness and how it's more complicated than simply what you assume to have those words mean, and it reveals something important. The key, the skeletal key to the way to say, wait, no, I'm not. I can go through and experience that, but I'm not really buying into that as important. I can have that experience, but I'm not going to cling to it or obsess about it. So here it is. practicing the great perfection. Practicing the great perfection. A translation of Shechen Gyaltsap, Gyaltsap. His first name is Shechen. Shechen Gyaltsap, 1871-1926, was recognized to possess the qualities of a bodhisattva, became a devoted monk, scholar, and accomplished master of the great perfection. Other lamas, one important quote emerges out of this. Shechen Gyaltsap's teachings were to those other lamas and students of his teachings were worth more than all the gold in the entire world. Okay, now concerning the distinct and separate apprehension of both luminosity and emptiness, the following may be said. At first, when one receives empowerment, one relies on numerous symbolic methods for the instruction to awareness. The fourth state, free from thoughts related to the three times of past, present, and future. One also relies on practices such as that of the threefold space. Thanks to these, one will have an experience of awareness that is luminous and empty, like a single ray of sunlight emerging from the clouds. But if one assumes that this is the ultimate state, and if one fails to recognize past, present, and future thoughts in all minds and mental factors as the state of the great equality of the Dharmata, ultimate reality, one will cling to this luminous and empty state and will persistently separate these two aspects from each other. The eyes of one's mind will be influenced by one's wind energy, and one will end up imagining with one's intellect precisely that which is beyond the intellect, clinging to the very state that is beyond clinging. In the end, one will fail to accomplish the great perfection and will achieve nothing but the disturbance of the life wind. One will be driven insane, neither dead nor alive. This happens a great deal these days. The truth is that one should keep to meditation on the state of equality that is free from all partiality, a meditation that is uncontrived and that flows on like a river. If one makes many changes, suppressing this, cultivating that, this will simply be the cause of deviation, and within the blank and indeterminate state of the universal ground, which is unaware and unclear, one will fail to eliminate misconceptions about the genuine fundamental nature, with the result that the self-arisen primordial wisdom of Vipassana will not arise from within. The self-arisen primordial wisdom will not arise from within. One thus meditates in a state that is beyond words and formulations, only in the sense that one fails to identify or recognize anything. It is based on illusion, on samsara. It has the nature of ignorance. This worldless, inarticulate experience resembles the state of primordial wisdom, the state that is beyond words, thoughts, and formulations, and that arises when the power of the wisdom has been perfected and the profound fundamental nature has been actualized, just as it is, only to the extent that they are both inexpressible. They do differ, however, according to the arising or otherwise of definitive certainty with regard to the fundamental nature, and in the removal or otherwise of doubts and misconceptions about it, and so on. These two states are as different from each other as are the experience of having one's eyes open or closed. This can be understood from one's own inner experience. The latter state, that of primordial wisdom, relies on awareness. The immaculate and exalted ground of self-arisen primordial wisdom relies on awareness. The immaculate and exalted ground of self-arisen primordial wisdom. If one grows used to this state, all discerning wisdom, the expression of awareness which distinguishes phenomenon in terms of the specifically and the generally characterized, is able to cause all the qualities that are the signs of the path to arise effortlessly. This is why the two states just mentioned must be distinguished. Except for those who have trained in the practice of vipassana meditation in previous lives and gained experience of it, this is something that ordinary beings have difficulty in realizing, and consequently they make many mistakes. If in their meditation sessions, beginners in the practice analyze too much and worry about whether their mental state in the ordinary mind or awareness, conscious or primal consciousness or primal wisdom, the universal ground or the Dharmakaya. And the Dharmakaya just means the formless body of the Buddha. Like it's kind of like Luke's Obi-Wan Kenobi after he dematerialized into light. It's kind of like that. That's when they say Dharmakaya, they have these different bodies. But there's a light body beyond the appearance of Obi-Wan Kenobi that's just pure light. That's formless. That's the Dharmakaya, basically, is one. And so they use some of this vocabulary. Let's stop here for a second. Okay, now let's pick it up. Practicing the great perfection. There are no more than states. All of these things I just mentioned, if in their meditation sessions, beginners in the practice analyze too much or worry about whether their mental state is the ordinary mind or awareness, consciousness or primordial wisdom, the universal ground or the Dharmakaya, they're going all over the place. These are no more than states of intellectual inquiry and are of no help in the realization of the fundamental nature of the mind. It is therefore good to bear in mind that a natural, uncontrived state of mind is the very essence of meditation. In conclusion, it is therefore good to bear in mind that a natural, uncontrived state of mind is the very essence of meditation. In conclusion, it is therefore good to bear in mind that a natural, uncontrived state of mind is the very essence of meditation. As it is said, if you recognize your very thoughts as the Dharmata, no need to search for Dharmatu somewhere else. It's already there. You can never be separate from it. You can imagine that you are, but you're not. As the Lord Milarepa said, if on the inconceivable you know how you might meditate. If on the inconceivable you know how you might meditate about the inconceivable, the blade of your defilements rusts, its keenness gone. But if you think reflecting over much, however you may meditate, you're in delusion's snare. Consequently, the inward experience of the Dharmata will gradually and inevitably lead to the certainty and conviction of it. Mere speculation, on the other hand, will lead nowhere. Now, regarding the meaning of the term, for action and defilement are said to be inseparable from suffering. Action, or karma, and defilement are said to be inseparable from suffering. Action, karma in the world, leads to defilement, leads to suffering. This word also means endurance or great forbearance. This has been explained in the White Lotus commentary on the precious treasury of wish-filling jewels by Gyalwa Rangchenpa. When one finally comes to the ultimate result, the immaculate expanse that is free of all obscuring veils, one actualizes the ultimate fundamental nature of the Dharmatu, where appearance and emptiness are inseparably united. From the standpoint, the aspect of primordial purity, the expanse of the Dharmakaya of inner luminosity. From the standpoint of the aspect of unhindered appearance, its own self-experience. Spontaneously present. It is an array of the Sambhoga Buddha fields and so on. I think that it might be best to understand that these different bodies are indistinguishable in terms of different and earlier moments in time. They are inseparably united in the state of equality. Well, he's going into things about the different concepts of the Buddha bodies. Let's stop there. We'll finish with the refrain, the first verse of Psalm 11. In the Lord put I my trust, I'll say to my soul, flee as a bird into your mountain. In the Lord put I my trust, I will praise thee, O Lord, with my whole heart. This is Psalm 9. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praises to thy name, O thou most high. I will praise thee, O Lord, with my whole heart. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praises to thy name, O thou most high. Praise ye the Lord, praise all ye servants of the Lord. Praise the name and the grace of the Lord. I will praise thee, O Lord, with my whole heart. I will shew forth all thy marvelous works. I will be glad and rejoice in thee. I will sing praises to thy name. When mine enemies, primarily it's the inner enemies, ignorance, forgetting who you are, acting like an animal selfishly, angry like a hell being, or a hungry ghost, thirsty for self-indulgence, acting attached to the things of this world and the body, putting that before God, that before creative reason, that before service, that before self-respect. That is to lose. That's attachment. Then there's the poison, pride, and envy. You should have divine self-confidence in yourself as a son or daughter of God, or be partaking of the great perfection, the mind of clear light, and divine humility before those forces and beings and the lineages that made your life possible. May Goddess bless you all the more over the coming days ahead, and may we all share in creating the conditions for a lasting, happy, compassionate world peace, forevermore dwelling in the palm of God, Goddess's hand, creating a holistic and harmonic balance between ecology and the needs of the physical economy, and that which is possible and should be done, and preventing that which should not be done, and having the harmony and brotherhood and sisterhood, all races, tongues, and nations, creeds, colors, sexes, genders, sentient beings, terrestrial and extraterrestrial. And to have that done so that we have the compassionate pursuit of happiness shared and bared, and we care for the world and care for each other and create the conditions for the greatest possible global renaissance and outflowing of divine gratitude and thanksgiving on the 4th of July. Marry the Yuletide spirit to Thanksgiving, to the love of life, to the romance of Valentine's, to the love of a partner and a companion. And remember, The hidden harmony is better than the obvious. Nature loves to hide. Thank you for watching. Don't touch that dial. The next time, I promise, we'll come around to make it a little more funnier, a little more interesting. We're tweaking it. We have a character, I'll be Ursula. Feline 9, its code name. Ursula, Agent 49, a special cooperation agent for world peace, extended, lasting, happy. A special co-op agent.